Hey guys, in this video I'll show you how to scale your e-commerce store from $1,000 a day to $10,000 a day and how to do it profitably. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fedotoff, and in the last 7 years I've generated over $100 million in sales online, and I own a portfolio of e-commerce businesses that are currently generating multiple 8 figures a year. And so in this video I want to show you exactly what's working for us so that you can replicate that whole structure for your business, scale your business profitably, have less stress in your business, and enjoy your business a lot. So this video is not for people that are just starting out. This video is for you if you're already making $500 a day, $1,000 a day profitably, or maybe unprofitably, or maybe very low profit margins. You want to throw gasoline on fire, you want to grow your business, but at the same time you still want to make profit, and you want to grow the business that stays afloat. You don't want to just, scale one product, then move to another product, then move to another product like a lot of people in the space. You also want to scale without increasing your costs, so you want to keep your business very lean, and you're tired of handling mostly everything on your own. So maybe you're editing your videos, you're creating product descriptions, you're building your websites, you're building your ads, you're doing everything on your own. So I'll show you how to build a team that can support that growth. Maybe you're thinking you're caught lightning in a bottle and you don't want to waste it, or maybe you want to streamline operations so you can remove yourself from the day-to-day ops doing low-value tasks. Or maybe you want to increase your AOV, your LTV, and your profit margin so business doesn't cause you a lot of stress. The more money you spend on ads, the less money you make. I want to show you how to avoid that. So the phase number one in the scaling process is a preparation. Scaling fast and profitably needs good preparation, or else everything else will fall apart as you scale. So number one, we want to prepare the funnel and ad account, which is the front end. Then we want to prepare the ops, which is the back end. We want to prepare the customer support and fulfillment, back end as well. And we want to prepare the team. So as your business grows and there's more things to do, it's not just you who's doing all of those things, but you have a team that supports you. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, and the business grows seamlessly. So once we've done with the preparation, we can move to phase two, which is actual scaling. And there are two things to keep in mind when scaling your store. Number one is new customer acquisition. So you want to feed the front end, which just pretty much means, scaling the ads. And you want to increase your AOV, your LTV, and conversion rate, which is feeding the backend, aka scaling the funnel and making constant optimizations. A lot of people just start with standard product pages and they just run with those product pages for years without making any adjustments, and they think that's how they grow their business. But because the advertising costs are getting higher year over year, you want to be making constant optimization so you squeeze every dollar you can from every customer you get. And I'll show you exactly how to do it in this video. And once your funnel backend has been optimized for conversions, you can feed it as many creatives as you want front end, right? So you want to pretty much prepare the whole foundation, prepare your funnel, and then drive as much traffic as you can to that funnel, because now your metrics, your AOV, your conversion rate, how much you're getting from every transaction makes sense. So now you can afford spending more money on ads. That's exactly what I'll show you how to do in this video. So let's start with scaling the funnel. And scaling the funnel, in my experience, the best in 2024 with VSLs and advertorials, using some of that direct response marketing that a lot of people kind of forgotten about. They're thinking about brand, they're thinking about how the colors look like, they think how I have this beautiful logo, I have this beautiful packaging, but then they cannot generate sales. You want to utilize the blend of direct response marketing and the brand advertising. You want to have some nice packaging, you want to have some nice product, but also you want to utilize direct response marketing like VSLs and advertorials. So using direct response in e-commerce means skyrocketing your conversion rate, which means getting more sales and more profit from every sales that you get. You'll be looking more professional, which means increased perceived value, and you can charge higher prices for the same products. It's a sales process that builds trust, evokes emotion, and educates customers. You'll be able to convert cold traffic, and not just those few percent that just go to your product page and buy the product. You'll be able to educate a lot more people on buying your product and why they need your product. So let me show you some examples of VSLs and advertorials, some of the examples that look very good but also convert very good. So this one here, you can see urologist building muscle, losing fat after 50, comes down to one thing. So you can see a little bit of pre-framing, some nice photos here, but it's not a standard product page like a lot of people are using on Shopify. And from there, it leads to this VSL, right? VSL is a video sales ladder where you can explain your product. You can build some authority on the subject of the problem that you're solving for customers. If you have someone behind the brand, like a doctor or the person with authority, you can also utilize those people in your videos. So that will educate customers, and that will show customers that you are the person who can best solve their problem. This is the key, because if you're just using standard product pages, you don't have a lot of time to educate customers that you're the best person to solve their problems. And then they're just like comparing options. Oh, this product's $50. They go ahead and buy it on Amazon for like $20 because they don't see the difference in different products because you haven't educated them enough. You can also utilize shorter VSLs. Like this one here, you can see this is a VSL, kind of like explains what the product does and what it helps people with. But you can replicate the same structure, short VSLs, for any product. We have done it for many products in different categories, and it works very, very well. Advertorial example here. So this is in a beauty niche, one of the most competitive niches ever. You can see before and after image here. That they want you to spend hundreds of unnecessary skincare products each month with this, when this one vitamin is all you need. You can see some videos here, some more proof before and afters, a real life results, a pricing testimonial. And then from here, it leads to a VSL, right? So a lot of these tactics are taking actually from the affiliate marketers. I believe affiliate marketers are the best marketers because they know how to sell products effectively. They also know how to maximize the AAV, the conversion rate. And just the same structure here, even like without VSL. So you buy one product for $49, you buy two products for $43, and you buy 3 bottles for $39 here. Very good guarantee, which is something that I recommend every business has. You want to have the guarantee, you want to have money back guarantee. If people don't like the product, they can return it, they can get their money back. Another great example of advertorial here, why I created Mando. So this is from founder. So if you're a founder, if you have someone who's a founder of the brand or can serve as a face of the brand, that's what you can utilize here. Kind of like different studies and different things, different reasons why you'd buy the product. You can see nice GIFs here, very slow on loading time, but explain the product very well. And from there, it goes to this category page where people can customize exactly what they're buying. Advertorials is one of the most powerful things that you can do in your business by far. Since we started implementing advertorials, our conversion rate skyrocketed, our average order value skyrocketed, our business became a lot more profitable since we started using advertorials. And I see all of the successful brands right now that are advertising on a scale, they're using advertorials in one or another capacity. So this is must have for any brand that wants to succeed, that want to go from 1K a day to 10K a day. I believe advertorials is a must. And that's a great example here. Crafting pizza excellent, advantage revealed, classic peel, kind of like educating. As you can see, it's all about the education, right? Like why you need the product, what the product does, how it's different from any other options that people might have seen on the market. And from there, it goes to the product page. So you don't drive people directly to the product page. You drive them to a page like this, you educate them. And from there, they go to the product page where they can actually buy the product. At the same time, here is what you want to avoid. You want to avoid pages like this. You want to avoid pages that are just like very standard pages, driving traffic here. There's no pre-sale. Like, why would I even buy this product? Like, if you drive people like directly here, your conversion rate would probably be very low, right? You want to drive them first to the advertorial, to pre-sale page, and only then to the product page where they can buy the product. Another example of what not to do here, don't drive people to the home page. A lot of people driving traffic to the home page, and that's what you get. I mean, it's so confusing here. Obviously, there's some value proposition and everything like that here, but from there, you have to click several times just to get to the product page, and there's no real reason to buy the product. There's no description, there is no like direct response copy. And one more bad example of what not to do is this, right? So driving people to the page like this. So this item is even like currently out of stock. Unless you're like massive brand, like, I mean, it's with a massive brand awareness, like you're like Coca-Cola, then you can do it, you can afford it. But if you're like small brand that's fighting for its survival, like that's fighting for every profit margin, for every dollar, don't do this. This is a bad idea. The next step in scaling the funnel is upsells and downsells. This is the easiest way to extract more money per customer. You'll explode your AAV if you do it right. And with multiple offers, you'll give yourself more wiggle room with your ads. Even if like your ads are not perfect, even if some of the ads are underperforming, even if you spend a lot of money on testing new ads and many of them don't perform, you still have that wiggle room and you still have that extra profit margin, so your business doesn't go negative and you don't lose money. You also have more opportunities for retargeting open up. And so I want to share with you some of the SOPs. And guys, if you want all of these slides here, because I have loads of SOPs here that you can utilize and you can just like copy into your business, and they're all in these slides. So if you want these slides, please comment slides below so that I can send it over to you. So here is the best structure for upsells. And you can see literally everything is shown here. First upsell If they buy, they see the second upsell. If they buy, they see the third upsell, or they see the thank you page. If they don't buy the second upsell, they see the first downsell, and then they see the thank you page. If they don't buy the first upsell, then they see the first downsell, and if they buy it, they see the second upsell, and if they don't buy it, they see the second downsell, right? So there's a specific structure that you can utilize here in order to maximize your average order value. And so all of these structures here pretty much explain what you would do in terms of the products, in terms of selection of the upsells, what products you should upsell, what products you shouldn't upsell, and stuff like that. Even the copy that you can utilize, even examples, right? Literally give you examples. Wait, special one-time only offer. To prevent double charge, do not press back, reload, or close this page, 40% off. You can add the product to your cart. So even examples are provided here for you, so you can start replicating this in your business. In my experience, 3 upsells is a sweet spot. If you go more than that, it kind of like hurts the customer experience. So I would say 3 upsells is a sweet spot I would recommend. But you definitely want to have at least 1 upsell. A lot of people don't have a single upsell in their business, and they're wondering why they cannot scale. You cannot scale because you're not using upsells. Simple as that. Another thing that you can utilize is setting up reconvert. So reconvert here is something that will allow you to pretty much have additional sales generated from the order confirmation page. And so reconvert here, you can find it on App Store on Shopify. So with reconvert, you can customize your checkout process. As you can see here, people can add product directly from the checkout page to their order with just 1 click. Another one here. You can pretty much get people to buy more products without creating any more pages. Another thing that will help you with your funnel is a quantity booster. I have the whole SOP on conversion rate optimization, the whole checklist, all of the guidelines for the cart page, all of the guidelines. Let me show you just one of those. So this is taken from e-commerce conversion checklist. We implemented these suggestions from this page, and we've had tremendous success. Do you show alternative payment options below the main CTA button? Do you show shipping costs on the cart page? Because you want to make sure that customers know about the shipping costs before they start checking out the product. So one of the most impactful things in my experience that I would start with is the page speed. Oftentimes we have these videos on the page, or we have these like very heavy GIFs on the page, and I would recommend you just use these tools to evaluate how fast your page is. And you can test from different locations, so depending where you're driving traffic from. So if you're driving traffic from Germany, or you're driving traffic from, let's say, London or UK or United States here or Australia, you want to see how fast your website loads for your specific demographic. So once we tweak the funnel, once we maximize the funnel and how well it's converting, we can start scaling the ads. Optimize your conversion rate, optimize your average order value, optimize your funnel, all of the upsells and downsells, and only then you can start scaling it with ads. After that, you can start testing more creatives, and I'll show you exactly how to do it in a second. So in 2024, the creative is the targeting. What I mean by that is, let's say you're selling the product to 24-year-old males, right? Or let's say 20 to 35. And you're utilizing older people in your ad. This will not convert, because what Facebook knows and what Facebook can recognize from your ads is exactly who you use. So if you're using males, it will show it to males. If you use females, it will show it to females. If you use older people, younger people, even specific ethnicities, it will show it to a specific demographic that fits that avatar. So you want to be very strategic about choosing the creative and even choosing the actors or whoever is in your ads to show it to the right people. So I want to show you a few SOPs on scaling Facebook ads. So scaling has several stages. First, you would test new interests and you would expand the proof of concept. So this is up to 100 to 500 purchases. Then you would utilize lookalike audiences and feeding of Facebook data. And then you can expand with large budgets and open broad audiences with no targeting, with age, gender, and country. And this usually happens after 500 purchases. But if you're selling the product that, let's say, very mass appeal, maybe it's like skincare product, beauty product, pain relief product, then you can even start from day one targeting people, let's say 50 plus, with no targeting whatsoever, because Facebook has gotten so good with targeting the right kind of people. Overall, like with ad accounts, something that I would recommend heavily is that monitor the performance on your specific ad account. And I'll give you all of these SOPs, just comment slides below. But let's say your ad account performs well with ABOs or CBOs or cost caps or bid caps or Advantage Plus campaigns. Whatever your ad account performs best with, just do more of that. Because what we have found is that every ad account is different. Some ad accounts perform very well with cost caps. Some perform very well with Advantage Plus campaigns. Some perform extremely well with audiences and targeting. Some perform super well with broad, right? Like just no targeting whatsoever. So identify what's working for you and just double down on that. And if you want to test something different, maybe you want to test some new targeting options, you want to test some new types of campaigns, some new targeting options, just do that 10-20% of your overall budget. Don't spend like 80% of your budget on testing. Spend 80% of your budget on something that has been proven to work. And one more thing to consider when it comes to scaling, it doesn't happen by accident. It's not like you have like a bad product or bad landing page, bad advertorial, bad VSL, and you put more money on it and it's like magically starts to perform. It doesn't work like that. If something works, it usually works from day one. And if something doesn't work, it usually also doesn't work from day one, right? So don't expect just because you spend more money on ads. And you know, the advice from Facebook that you might get is always like, oh, you need to just give it more data. Oh, you need to like spend like 7 days, 50 conversions per day, something like that. You know, they give you this like generic advice that doesn't work in the real world. But in my experience in Facebook, if something works, it usually works. If something doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I'll show you exact KPIs that you should be aiming for when you start testing so that you know exactly whether you're hitting the right spot, whether Facebook is optimizing your ads properly. Maybe if your ad account is just designed for scaling or not. I'll show you all of those things in a second. So scaling only happens when you have something that already works and you want to magnify it. You just want to do more of that and put it in front of more people. Something very, very important to keep in mind. Another way that you can scale is by creating new ad angles. So here, let's say if I'm selling this phone, right? Let's say if I was selling iPhone. So there's different ways to sell an iPhone. I can sell an iPhone to, let's say, 25-year-old man who wants to just be like trendy and like have good friends and have like higher perceived status. Or I can sell it to grandma that wants to talk to her kids or grandkids and wants to have a good camera, right? So these would be totally different audiences, different angles that I would leverage in my marketing and my advertising. And so if you start thinking about your product would work for one demographic, but also can work for another demographic, can work for one age, can work for another age, can work for one gender, can work for another gender. So you have to be creative in terms of what other angles you can explore with your product. I'll show you examples of that in a second in order to sell your product to different buckets of audience. You can also expand with different countries. I always like to exclude, these high fraud countries. If you want to go like worldwide, you also can bid on 30 countries with higher GDP per capita. So these are all of the countries where you can sell your product. And what we usually find is, let's say you test 30 of these countries, and let's say 5 or 10 of them perform well. Now you have another bucket, another audience that you can target your ads to. Because let's say if you're only advertising in the United States, then your CPMs will probably be very high. United States, very competitive market. But if you group like several other countries together, let's say you include United States, Australia, UK, maybe Germany, maybe France in one audience, then your CPMs will lower because you will be targeting different segment, different bucket of the audience, and Facebook will give you lower CPM. If you've been in e-commerce for long enough, there's e-packet countries. These are all the countries where this specific option was delivered from AliExpress. Very cool one. These countries are still very solid. Obviously, you cannot target Russia, Saudi Arabia, Singapore. These are amazing countries with very high buying power. And so literally, you can see there's so many different ways that you can scale here. I also provide you here the retargeting cheat sheet. So all of the things that you need to have in order to have your retargeting to work, all of the audiences that you can use. There's so many different audiences that you can utilize for the retargeting. And you can also scale with new ad account, which something that I highly recommend because let's say you're spending $1,000 per day on one ad account and that account goes down. Literally, you are out of business and you might get that ad account back eventually or like in a few days or in a few weeks, but you don't want to be losing that momentum. So what I would recommend is to build the infrastructure where you have at least 2-3 different ad accounts. And those ad accounts are ready to go at any given point. And let's say you're advertising on one main ad account, but if something happens, you have a second ad account sharing the same pixel. So at any given point, you can continue advertising on that other ad account and you can get back to the numbers that you want. So scaling with broad audiences is something that works very well. especially these days as Facebook algorithm gotten so much better. Like in our campaigns, most of the campaigns would just go broad, like we don't have any targeting whatsoever. We just do like 25-65 women, 40-65 women, 45-63 women. All of these audiences would just go super broad and we'll let Facebook find the customers for us. I also want to give you this document which shows which ads you should kill or which ads you can scale. So for example, did each of my ad sets spend the break-even cost per purchase? So if you're selling a product for $50 and your product cost with shipping, let's say $15, in that case, you can afford $35 to get a purchase. So some people would just start spending on that account. They spend like $10, $15 and they're like, oh, it doesn't work. You haven't even spent the maximum cost per purchase you can afford on that specific ad set. So always make sure you give your ad sets enough data, not too much data. Don't wait like 7 days to make a decision, but give it at least one cost per purchase break-even CPA to spend before you're making any decision. So if it made sales, it can be scaled. If it didn't make sales, maybe you can make some adjustments or you can kill the ad set. On later stages, as you're getting more data on your ad account every day during the day, look at today's stats and make decisions based on the following criteria. If the campaign ROAS is profitable, no need to make changes. If the campaign ROAS is not profitable, look at the ad sets and kind of like start digging deeper where the problem is. Maybe some of the ads are bad, or maybe some things are needed to change in order to, if you're targeting, stuff like that. So literally all of these SOPs, guys, like everything that our team is utilizing, and I even explain it on a real ad account here. And I even give you the loom on how these decisions are made in real time, how we're making decisions, what to kill, what to save. This is like a real loom that's in one of these documents, guys. Again, please comment slide so I can send it over. So for ads in general, ideally, I want to be aiming for at least 3% unique link click-through rate, which, I mean, sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. With some products, you might be getting like 1 or 2% click-through rate, which is still decent. But if it's lower than 1%, you know, those ads probably are not good. And you need to go back to the creatives. You need to go back to the drawing board and identify what ads and what you can improve on the ad side in order to make those ads work. And for the CPC link unique, I want to be aiming for like $1 or less, because if you're getting $3 cost per click, most likely you will not be able to scale, right? So those initial indicators will show you where you have to address the problem, whether it's on the ad side, whether it's on the funnel side. And with Facebook in general, it's very data-driven, and you can make data-driven decisions, and the more data-driven decisions you make, the faster you'll grow your business. I also give you this document, Facebook Ads KPIs. This document has made so many people rich. You can see KPIs on Facebook ads, link clicks to content views. So let's say people are clicking to your website, but the website is not loading properly for them, so which means your website is too slow, or people are bouncing too fast, right? So now you have to address these things here. So I give you a specific problem, I give you a specific solution. I give you a specific problem, I give you a specific solution. I also have this setup here on how to set up the ultimate Facebook dashboard view. Like all of the most important metrics here that you want to monitor. So whether people are watching your ads, if you're running video ads, whether people are sticking through to watch for at least, 10, 15 seconds, that's, been our KPI for many, many years. Some of our ads, we have 20, 30 seconds average watch time, which means people are really sticking through and watching them. And so that's what you want to be. You also want to make sure that you know your break-even point and break-even ROAS. I give you the formulas. I give you all of the breakdowns, like literally everything you need to know. Even some examples from the dashboard, specific ads, metrics, comment slides, so I can send this document over to you. And you can start optimizing your ads properly. Also, as you are doing all of this, you want to make sure that you're keeping your ad account safe. So for example, don't use aggressive photos or just stock, corporate photos, red borders, arrows. Do not piss users. Facebook cares a lot about user experience. Facebook doesn't want users to get pissed or leave the platform, so don't do those things. Also on your website, clearly disclose shipping times, frequently asked questions, privacy policy, terms and conditions, return policy. Make sure that your website looks like a brand website, not just random offer page. So this is super important. And then keep the Facebook page clean with some content, updated photos, posts, your company information, website link. What we have found with our own brands is that we need to be posting at least few times a week on our page to get our CPMs lower, because then Facebook perceives that page as something real, not just some page, that was created purely for advertising purposes, but a real brand that posts some content, maybe post some testimonials from customers, post some educational content. Now Facebook will give it better quality traffic and will treat you with some good CPM. Also monitor your comments and use profanity filter to eliminate negative comments from your ads. It's very important to monitor comments. In our business, we have people literally 24/7 monitoring the comments, making sure that people don't leave negative comments, because let's say you're advertising an ad and you're spending $500 per day on it, it's shown to so many people, and there's a negative ad, so now there's like thousands of people that are seeing negative comment. Now they don't want to buy the product. Now your conversions drop. So please make sure that you have, especially as your business grows, especially as you're getting more traffic, you have people monitoring your comment section on your ads 24/7. You can have 3 different shifts, 3 VAs, $2-3 per hour. Just give them specific instruction, and they would monitor the comments. They would eliminate everything that's negative, or people complaining about the product, shipping time, or just some people that are negative on the internet. So many negative people on the internet. And so always use Business Manager to log in into your ad account. Never use a personal profile to log in, especially for different locations. Hide or delete negative comments. Don't respond to them or engage in conversations with those people. If there is something meaningful or some people kind of like asking some good questions, respond to those, because now that question and answer will be shown to so many people. So let's say people have some objection. Oh, how fast it delivered? And you respond, oh, it will be delivered in 5-7 days. We ship from this country or this location and stuff like that. It takes us 1 or 2 days to prepare your order, so there's a processing time. And so if you explain that, now a lot of people who'd be asking the same question, now they already got an answer, so your conversion rates will increase. Don't give specific promises in your ads, like make specific number of dollars in 3 months with this product, or lose number of pounds in $2 with this cream. Don't do that kind of stuff. Keep it more generic, because Facebook doesn't like claims. Don't call out the audience in your ads. And also don't use domains like My Shopify, ClickFunnels, and lead pages. Use your own domains. And at any given point for each one disapproved ads, you must also have 10 approved ads. So you would run low budget approved PPE ads to maintain that ratio. So this is very important for ad account safety and ad account health. So what we do is we have some very positive, let's say, testimonials from our customers or stuff like that, and we would run those continuously without turning off. So then we have a lot of approved ads on our ad account, and this would offset if we ever have any like disapproved ads. The ratio of approved versus disapproved at any given point needs to be at least 10-1. Also, you want to have a clean Business Manager setup with a registered company, credit card address, so it has to be all real and congruent. Like, you cannot be using Business Manager in, Germany, and you're based in the United States, or Business Manager in, Philippines, and you're based in the United States. So it has to be all congruent, and ideally even the same IP address, right? Or the same kind of area code, the same zip code. Alternatively, you can also use agency accounts. There's many great agency accounts. If you DM me on Instagram, I can just introduce you to some good people for agency accounts. Agency accounts means they're people that pretty much will provide you the ad accounts on their behalf, and you just paying them the balance. They preload the ad accounts, and you can advertise from there. So that's another option that you can utilize for yourself. If you need more info on that, please just DM me on Instagram. Also check Facebook ads policies. You can see some of the personal attributes that you cannot use, some of the things that you can or cannot do here. Like, you cannot imply that you're aware of someone's personal attributes, like, are you overweight? Are you Asian? Are you Caucasian, right? Are you Afro-American person? Don't do that, right? Like, just don't call people out like that. Don't call people by the names. So this is very obvious. Don't imply that like voting status. This is more like political. Request information about someone's personal attributes. Like, a lot of the stuff is like common sense. Go through this so that you realize what you can and cannot do, and don't break the rules so you can advertise with no problem. All right, so we just covered so much stuff for scaling Facebook ads. Again, guys, I know there's a lot of information in these documents. Please save this video, watch it later, and we will move to creative testing process. Number one thing that I would recommend for every advertiser that wants to succeed, wants to go from 1K a day to 10K a day to $100,000 a day, if you want to hit big numbers, you want to be building your swipe file, and you want to be monitoring top brands like a hawk, right? So I want to show you the tool that I personally love the most. It's called Get Hooked. And so in Get Hooked here, You can see I literally save all of my favorite ads. So even if these advertisers stop advertising these ads, not using them anymore, I still have these ads saved for me, right? So this is super important. And also I see the ratio of whether these ads are still testing, right? And just like, maybe they're not spending a lot on them yet, or they already have a lot of momentum. And I have some filters here. I can basically source by images. So I can see the images here, I can see the videos. So a lot of great things that I can utilize. And I like to use a swipe file because then I share it with my team and we just have a lot of different ideas on what type of creatives to use. We're monitoring certain brands and we're like, okay, so this brand is utilizing this format, utilizing this VSL format, this banners, this image, let's replicate it, let's test it if it works for our business as well. So all of the successful advertisers I know, they have massive swipe files. They're constantly monitoring what's working in the space. They're constantly monitoring their competition. They're constantly monitoring, their top competition, and even competition in different spaces. Let's say you're selling a cream and you're in a skincare space. Maybe there's someone in pain relief space that you want to monitor, or maybe someone selling fashion, or maybe someone that has very good ads and they're selling some gadgets, right? You're monitoring those people, you're taking what you learned and applying to your brand. So, but having this constant flow of fresh ideas, of fresh content, of fresh creative that you can test is mandatory for you to do very well with your ads. And for Get Hooked, if you want to try it, there should be a link below so you can sign up and try it for yourself. I personally love it, absolutely. Like one of my favorite tools ever for getting fresh ideas for ads, for monitoring on my competition, and for making sure that I have swipe file with constant ideas on what to test next. Next thing I want to show you is initial testing SOP. So this is when you're testing like a new product or new ads. When we're testing a new product, we always want to have at least 3 to 5 creatives. You don't want to just test with one ad. And one ad doesn't perform. Oh, the product is dead. Oh, it's like the product doesn't work. Oh, the product's saturated. No, you just haven't tested enough creatives. Simple as that. This product, the Pore Vacuum Cleaner, this product has been around for a long time. If you remember, if you've been in the space long enough, 2019, 2020, Pore Vacuum Cleaner was one of those products that everyone was selling. And now these people are still selling this product successfully. You can see, right? Like this is 2024. They're still selling this product. Now the way they're advertising this product has changed. And they're using amazing creatives. If you look at their ads, or if you go and Get Hooked, you can see the brand. You can see all of their ads that they're utilizing. And it's just a lot of different ads. They use videos. They use images. They use different formats. There's so many different things that you can learn from them. But you can see the format has changed, the ads has changed, but the product didn't change much, right? And that's important thing to realize. So when people are saying product is saturated, it's not that the product is saturated, it's more like their approach is not good enough, right? Or they're not good enough marketers. You have to become a better marketer in order to sell those products effectively. Also want to show you the testing structure here. So testing structure, like literally all of the tactical stuff on Facebook ads, CBO, ABOs, different budgets, how you would structure your testing campaigns, the targeting options here, how much budgets you would allocate to each, how much you would spend, how much you would kill. So there is a lot of tactical advice that you can just apply when you're testing new ad account. And one more SOP here is how to test creative specifically. So this one is on ad creative testing structure. 3-6 ad sets, 2-3 unique ad creatives per ad set, $20 to $40 per ad set. You have different phases, like phase number 1, initial ad creative test, videos, testimonials, images and videos. Phase number 2, testing scroll stoppers. Phase number 3, testing thumbnails. Phase number 4, testing ad copy. So different stages of the testing process that you can utilize, especially like on the tactical side. So in order to go from 1K a day to 10K a day, I would focus in this sequence: funnel, then your ads, your creatives, and then all of this tactical stuff. That's why I have it in this sequence in this video. Make sure you have high conversion rate, high average order value, increase that. Then creatives, make sure your creatives are on point, make sure you have great swipe file, you're emulating the best brands in your space. And then after that, the testing structure, all of the tactical stuff. All right, so creative testing process, creating and finding winning ads. So again, I used Get Hooked for inspiration, should be a link below so you can try it for yourself. Example number 1 here. The great things about Get Hooked is that you can save this ad, right? So here, boom, one click, I just saved this ad to my desktop, right, to my computer here. And also I can play it here.
If you suffer from foot pain, swollen feet, or other conditions, then these are the sandals you've been looking for.
These are the Maui sandals from OrthoFeet. The stretchable uppers are exactly what I've been needing for my swollen feet. They stretch over all the bumps and lumps and curves in my feet. The Maui sandals are super easy to put on. The heel strap opens wide so I can slide my foot in, and then I can adjust it for the perfect fit.
They're so versatile. Since I got them, I wear them wherever I go, from work to the beach and everywhere in between. Thanks to the built-in orthotic and supportive cushioning, I'm finally back on my feet doing all the things I love.
They offer free shipping and returns and even a 60-day wear test, so you can try them out for yourself. Go to orthofeet.com today and order yours. Your feet will thank you.
So in order to write scripts, I also like to utilize GetHooked. So GetHooked has this great functionality where you can write the script literally for you, right? You just give basic information about your product. So just few sentences about your product, target audience, like product name, and it would write the whole script for you. Like all of the hooks, all of the body of the ads, all of different like CTAs. If you don't like some of that, you can just regenerate with one click. The script is probably the most important part of the video ad. If you have like a very good creator, if you have someone who would shoot these ads for you, like great actor, but you give them a poor script, then that script wouldn't perform. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have the right scripts in the first place to give to those people so the ads that they produce for you are performing well. Let's review another example of the ad here from GetHooked.
I recommend this unlikely weight loss hack to all my clients. Hi, I'm Jenna Johnson, a certified holistic nutritionist with over 8 years of expertise in gut health. To understand weight loss, we first need to understand weight gain. It comes from multiple factors, but the main thing that stops women from losing weight is inflammation, which slows metabolism, causes low energy.
So the way to sell products with video ads, you have to educate them, right? So as you can see in this ad, she explained why people are gaining weight. The inflammation slows metabolism, causes low energy, and of course food craving, and then you eat a lot, and then you're getting weight. Okay, so it makes sense to tackle weight loss. We need to focus on reversing inflammation. Okay, so how do you reverse inflammation? And that's something that this product can help. And so once you start reverse engineering these ads, and once you start learning from them, once you start like watching and rewatching, you'll start to see the sequence of how these ads work and why they work, and why certain things work and why certain things do not, and kind of like start connecting the dots. So then you can start replacing that for that product, and you can start pulling in your product. So if I would be selling mushroom coffee, like I would be monitoring these ads like a hawk, because I would know exactly how they're selling this product and how they're explaining that unique mechanism behind the product and how they're selling it successfully, right? If you start breaking it down, I would just recommend breaking it down even without the sound, right? Because you have the captions here that explain every kind of like segment. And as you download this, one thing that I would recommend, one thing I want to just do like a very strong disclaimer here, don't rip other people's content. You'll get DMCA'd. It's just simply not cool to do. Send your product to one creator, give them these instructions on what kind of B-roll, it's called B-roll, kind of like different segments, different shots. And once you have those shots, you can basically put your content, right, like the captions on top of it. And voiceovers, you can even do with 11 labs. All of these things you can just like shoot with your phone, right? You can see this is very easy. And this is creative game. To go from 1K a day to 10K a day, your funnel, your creatives. That's it. And maybe one more example here that I want to show you. So again, GetHooked.
Since you're traveling, you're going to need this. I've partnered with Arm & Hammer to show you their new power sheets. Say goodbye to Measure Out detergent and hello to convenient detergent sheets. Not only are they convenient, but they're also in fresh linen scent. Like, come on, who doesn't love that smell? So why continue to travel with dirty laundry when you can pack these along for the ride? I don't know about you guys, but I'm all for returning home with fresh laundry. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in my bio to get yours. Bye, you guys.
So one last thing on Facebook ads, don't worry about optimizing until after you've tested. What I mean by that is you want to have progress, you want to have perfection. It's like people just, I want to make sure all of the settings are perfect on my ads, like everything. Don't worry about that. Just like get something launched, evaluate the data, make decisions, make some adjustments, and just make sure that you're constantly making progress. I'll share with you tracking Facebook ads SOP here. You can use Conversion API to make sure that you're passing the most amount of data to Facebook. Facebook has gotten so much better, and there's different attribution tools like Triple Whale and stuff like that that you can utilize. in order to get better tracking. It's gotten so much better since 2021. When the iOS first happened, it was a disaster. A lot of people freaked out. Right now, it's pretty good, and you can use different attribution tools like Hyros, Triple Whale, Cometly to track your ads better. But don't worry about that. We optimize the funnel, we optimize the ads. Now we can switch to ops, fulfillment, and backend, right? So it's not very sexy topic, but everything here should be centered along longevity. Right, so dropshipping is okay for now. If you started with dropshipping, totally fine. I started with dropshipping. So many great entrepreneurs started with dropshipping. But if you want to scale to 10K a day or more, it becomes a problem. Poor margins, poor products, poor customer experience. So you want to make some adjustments on that side and turn your dropshipping business into a real brand. It's not like I have to invest like $1 billion. No, it's like it can be done very cost effectively. Because the last thing you want to do is to be stuck with a business that nobody cares. So now, I have this just tremendous SOP here on how to transition your dropshipping store into a brand. So I'll show you exactly how to address slow shipping times and bad customer experience, unresponsive support team, low repeat purchase ratio, no custom content for ad creatives, landing pages, no social media content planning, no YouTube brand social proof. So I'll show you how to get the custom packaging, private labeling, right? You can see here, like this is like the same product basically, right? The packaging here, right? Like one of the things that probably makes the most impact in customer experience when they're getting your package, let's say from China after like 2 weeks of waiting. If you make your packaging nicer, like here or here or here, then the experience that customer will have will not be that horrible. Right? And so at least like you can maintain your business until you bring the inventory to the United States or whichever country you're selling in. I even gave you Alibaba supplier template, kind of like how to reach out to different suppliers to source your product. You can also use our agents. These are the agents that we are using. Literally, we work with them for a long time. These are legit agents that will not scam you. So if you're working with the right agent, they will help you to improve your packaging because for them, longevity is important. How long you stay with them, how many orders you process with them. For them, it's important, and so they will help you to create custom branded packaging. You just have to send them the design, and they send it to manufacturer that actually produces your product. So instead of standard, crappy packaging that's like just doesn't look good, you'll have nice branded packaging for your product. And so what you want to do is you want to go on Fiverr and you want to search for modern product packaging design. And so prices will range anywhere from $5 to $50. Sometimes it's more than that. But I want to show you some examples of that. These are the people that are specializing in creating packaging. Right, so you can see here like 1,375 orders. Like this person has been around for a long time. You send them the dimensions of your product and they will create this custom packaging for you that looks amazing. And once you have those designs, you send them to your agent in China, if that's where you're sourcing your products from, and they'll be able to customize the packaging so your next orders will come with this packaging. Usually there's minimum order quantity, MOQ, sometimes a few thousand units that you have to order of these packages in order for them to make sense to do it. So next part here is your custom content. So a lot of people are just stealing content from other brands, stealing content from YouTube, and that's what they're running with. I do not recommend that. You can get DMCA, you can have some trademark issues and stuff like that. So what I would recommend is for you to utilize these platforms. Bilo is okay-ish if you've been in the space for a while. I mean, you may have used Bilo or Trend.io or some of these tools are more advanced. There will be also like more expensive. You want to basically source your custom content, and one of the platforms that you can utilize, let me just add it here, I think it will be very valuable for you, is Backstage.com. So you can see Backstage.com, you have 717,000 actors, you have males, females, older, younger. There's so many different people that you can work with for different type of content, depending who you're selling your product to. Again, if you're selling your product to young women, right, then probably you want to have like young women in your ads. If you're selling your product to older women, you probably want to have older women in your ads. Also want to share with you brand building template. What is our product? Why do we exist, right? What do we do it? Who do we do it for, right? What are the benefits? What we don't do, right? We don't do these certain things that kind of like also will be kind of like part of your branding, because the part of the brand is, let's say, if you think about Apple, what Apple doesn't do. Apple doesn't do boring products. Apple doesn't do boring designs. All of their products are very aesthetic. You always want to make sure what you stand for as a brand And you also want to know exactly what you're not doing, like what you're like completely against. And so once you identify that, you have a lot stronger message as a brand that will reflect in your advertising, in your marketing, on your product pages, on the website, everywhere. If you don't have any of this information yet, it's totally fine. Maybe at some point as you're selling to more customers, you see who's buying from you, you see some repeat customers, and you see who those customers are, then you'll start refining this brand kind of like identity more and more. The important thing with growth you want to realize is that you want to have stable growth versus like fast, unsustainable growth. You know, I've seen so many people like scaling e-commerce stores from zero to like millions of dollars, like, or tens of millions of dollars, and then the business will go to shit, right? The business would just die, right? So that's something you don't want to do. You want to have like stable growth year over year. And if you try it and scale quickly, you bring a lot of risk into play, like cash flow problems, operational overload, quality control issues, poor customer service, increased costs. So would you rather build a 7-figure business in 1 year and have it crash into the ground, or spend 1.5 to 2 years building something that will last a lifetime? Because you're scaling too fast and you're not building this back-end operations fast enough, then your business might die. Because the objective for me right now is not just to build a business for cash flow. I don't need that. I'm building the businesses to exit them. And our objective is to exit a business for at least 9 figures. For that, we need to have something that is stably growing year over year, has amazing products, has amazing experiences. One of the things that can go wrong with scaling too fast is usually payment processors. With Stripe, for example, you don't want to be above 0.7% dispute ratio. If it's above that, Stripe can shut down your account and it will be very painful. And so what you want to do is you want to keep your refund return rate as low as possible. Also, at the same time, making sure that customers are happy, customers are not filing disputes. And so I want to share with you some of these templates here. Some customers will try to take advantage of the company. They'll say, oh, it's like I received the product, but the product wasn't good. In this case, the customer needs to send the proof, a photo, video that shows the issue. So you always need to ask for the proof. If there is no proof, there's no reason to refund the purchase. Specifically on PayPal, even if such case escalates to a claim without any valid proof, it is doomed to be lost by a buyer. We're very sorry to hear the device you bought from us doesn't seem to work. As you mentioned, some issue with your device. We would kindly ask you to send us some photos, short videos, so we can see the issue you're referring to. Thanks in advance for your understanding and cooperation. In many cases, instead of just giving them refund, we are sending them, if the product was indeed faulty, we're sending them a replacement for the product. So let's say the product, shipping the product costs us like $10, $20. And if we refund them, it's $100. So we would rather send them another product for free. We would lose $10, $20 than losing $100 if they refund the purchase. Some of the things that could help you to lower the refunds, for example, if a person has used the product and then just out of sudden decides to return it, this is the template you can send. Unfortunately, our return policy allows for all merchandise to be returned up to 30 days after purchase in like new conditions. Since your items past 30 days, we'll not be able to refund you. Here's a link to our refund policy in case you need to reference in the future. I can, however, provide you with store credit for 20% off for the initial value of your item. Please let us know how you would like to proceed. You can see, and let's say if you're selling something that was like on a discount, just final sale, and there's no refund policy, unfortunately, we'll not be able to offer you a full refund on this purchase. So refunds, it's something that you can minimize. Obviously, there will be some customers that are unhappy, but overall, these are some of the policies that you can utilize. Again, guys, comment slides. So I'll share with you all of these documents, all of these SOPs. Now, using PayPal. PayPal is a tremendous payment processor that a lot of people using because they like the hassle-free kind of, they can file a claim or they can get a refund. They're kind of like protected. So a lot of people asking me like if they need PayPal. And I highly recommend PayPal. In my experience, it added like 20-30% of our sales. At the same time, in some countries like Germany, PayPal is probably 50-60% of sales in some cases. So you definitely want to have PayPal then. Some of the things with PayPal to keep in mind, literally giving you all of the templates. I'm giving you some of the tools as well that you can utilize for uploading the tracking numbers to PayPal, which is very important. If they see that you don't ship your product, they will be very upset and they'll put money on hold. They'll put like rolling reserves and stuff like that, or they'll just keep your money and will not give money back. to you. So Trackipal is one of those apps that you can use to synchronize the tracking codes. So we also have all different SOPs on how to prevent PayPal holds in that document and how to deal with open cases. Please try to respond as soon as you can. Attach the shipping label to the case that was escalated and copy the emails that you sent to client with confirmation and tracking number. So you can lower your PayPal cases, you can keep your customers happier on PayPal, and these are all of the policies that you can replicate for yourself. Or if you have someone on the team who helps you with the support, you can give it to them and they'll start executing. One more element here that's very important is streamlining your supply chain. The most important thing here with the supply chain is literally just working with the right agents. So I provided you with good agents that you can utilize. Also included here some of the things that you need to keep in mind. So our experience working with Chinese suppliers, they're responsible, they're great, but it's necessary to remind them on pending tasks and issues. And suppliers are responsible for exchanging faulty items with new ones, tracking delayed orders, and resolving issues with shipping orders to the wrong address. At the same time, let's say you work with some agents for a long period of time, you definitely want to negotiate the prices. You want to talk with them, connect with them, have monthly check-ins or weekly check-ins, make sure that you're optimizing your cost structure to lower the cost of your products and shipping. A few things here on back end, email and SMS. So it's 10x cheaper to sell to the same customers than to chase new ones. So if you don't set up retargeting retention systems, you're losing the easiest money on the planet. Plus these customers already sold on your brand and trust has been built. So I'm sharing here with you emails with Klaviyo. Like many different sequences, literally walkthroughs on how to set it up. Everything that you need to know, like in order to get started. I also have different email templates, like different flows. So different copy here, post-purchase emails, welcome emails. So all of those things are included in this document. I recommend for email and SMS to use Klaviyo. There's many other solutions for email and SMS. I recommend Klaviyo. It's probably just the best one and has the most functionality. It's easiest to use. And there's many great contractors and service providers that you can find for Klaviyo. But to get it set up initially, you literally just have to follow these instructions here and use the templates that I provided, right? So this will give you, in my experience, between 10 to 30% of sales. Like if email is generating less than 10% of sales for you, you're probably doing something wrong. And a lot of that is profit too, because you wouldn't spend money again on ads to acquire those customers. You would sell to customers that are already on your list. Another one here that I want to share with you is setting up Willio. So Willio here is the app that will allow you to kind of build your email list faster, like a lot faster, and will help you to connect your Willio account to Klaviyo, right? So basically all of the emails that you would collect, they would be sent to Klaviyo and you would be selling to those people. And portion of those people, let's say you're generating 1,000 emails, let's say few percent of those will become buyers. And those people wouldn't become buyers if not for this app. Now, a lot of people would say oh, it looks spammy, stuff like that. Well, I mean, it looks spammy or not, it works, right? Because it's a human kind of psychology, right? Like people like the lottery, people like taking chances. Gambling has been around for thousands of years, right? And so people still have that, and it's one of the probably biggest human vices, right? People like gambling. And another thing that you can set up is SMS Bump. So SMS Bump is one of those great SMS tools. You can use Klaviyo SMS as well. Klaviyo has SMS functionality as well, but if you want to use SMS Bump specifically, these are all of the instructions, all of the SOPs to make sure that you set it up. SMS is great because it has great open rates. Like with email, you would get 20-30% open rates. With SMS, you can get 70, 80, 90% open rates, sometimes even higher, close to 100% open rates, which means people would see your message a lot more. Let's say you're running a discount or you're giving a discount to someone who maybe didn't complete the purchase and you want them to buy, then you would just okay, buy this product 20% off, here's a code, here's a link, buy it now. Now, phase number 4 in getting your business from 1K a day to 10K a day is team building. And this is the most neglected aspect of e-commerce. This is what a lot of people kind of getting stuck. So when most people reach 20, 30K per month in sales, they're usually doing everything on their own, like editing videos, tweaking the website, making their talking to their supplier. They're doing everything on their own. But if you don't outsource, your business will never be able to grow without your manual labor. For that reason, if you think about bigger companies, like companies that we utilize, like Facebook or Shopify, these companies have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people working for them. Why is that? Why is that? Because it's a leverage, right? And so the faster you learn how to hire and how to build a team, the faster you will grow as an entrepreneur in general, because every business is a collective effort of multiple people. It's one of the skills that you just must master. And I recommend that you just start on that journey. And one of the things with team building that I would share with you in my own experiences is that initially it will suck, probably, right? And you probably will hire wrong people. And that's okay. As long as you're committed to learning from those lessons, maybe you hired the wrong person, but you learn from that experience. So now next time you'll hire a better person. And next time you hire the better person and you learn from those mistakes, that's the most important thing. Even the entrepreneurs that are successful, they made some poor hiring decisions. Elon Musk made poor hiring decisions. Jeff Bezos made poor hiring decisions. So everyone makes poor hiring decisions at some point in their career. And it's totally fine. But if you don't do it, your business will always run you, not the other way around. Luckily, there's only 3 key positions you need to hire for on this stage, from 1K a day to 3K a day. Always make sure that your business is in a position to pay for these people. Make sure your business generates a lot of profit. That's why I gave you all of these things that you need to implement in order to make your business profitable, like optimizing your funnel and making your ads and stuff like that better so that your business generates more profit. Let's say your business generates $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 or more per month in profit. Now you have the capacity, now you have some profit to reinvest in hiring some awesome people to your team and to build it a lot faster. So 3 key hiring positions I would recommend. Number 1, media buyer or operations manager, depending on your skill set. Hire complementary skills first. If, let's say, you're good with people and maybe you already have experience with people from your job or from some previous experiences, but you're not good with ads, then you need to find someone who's good with ads and partner up with them, right? Or hire them. On the other side, if you're a media buyer, but you don't like people, you don't like hiring people, you don't like dealing with that, you don't know anything about operations, maybe you're not very structured, in that case, you would try to look for someone who's good with that, with operations, right? Even part-time initially, and to complement and to start building some systems in your business so the business is more replicable. Let's say systems for building content, systems for returns, systems for support for your clients, so that you don't get your payment processor shut down and stuff like that. And so you want to hire the complementary skills first. If you're a marketer, hire operations. If you're operations, hire marketer. A few websites where you can hire great people: OnlineJobs.ph and Upwork.com. You might have been already familiar with those. One thing that you have to realize, people say there's no good people on Upwork.com. You're just not searching long enough. The thing with all of these platforms is that you probably will have dozens or even hundreds of applicants. You have to become patient with just sorting through these candidates, making sure that, those candidates are, hardworking, that can help you with business, that genuinely interested. For example, one of the things when we are hiring is, if people just hello, sir, this is blah, 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 this is what I did, this is my portfolio. The person not even interested in my specific project, they didn't even read the job description that I posted, right? So that person is immediately disqualified, because I don't want to have someone who doesn't pay attention to details. I don't want to have someone who is not even willing to spend a few minutes reading, about my company, my specific challenge, and how their specific experience can help me. So those people are instantly out of the process. And the good thing about it is that there's probably 50 to 90% of people that will be lazy like this. And you can just immediately disqualify them. So now you're left with 10 to 50% of people. Now you go through their resumes. Now you go through their experiences. Now you see how good they are, how they can reflect the value, obviously how much they charge per hour, whether you can afford that at a particular stage of your business. And you can find great people like that. Just be patient. Please be patient when hiring people. Patience is very important. And also they must be trained continuously. A lot of the times, even my mistake, when I would hire people first, my first hires, I would hire people and okay, here's a task, here's support messages, just take it from you. No, they need to be trained continuously. You review their work. Ideally at the beginning, for the first 2 weeks, you have daily calls with them. After the first 2 weeks, you have at least calls at least few times a week. You catch up. Okay, what are the biggest problems? What customers are saying? How the ads are performing. So whatever role is, you want to be catching up and really show them that you care about the business, because if you don't care about the business, they probably also won't care about the business. That's something very important to keep in mind. And ideally, hire with previous experience, so you don't have to train on basics, right? So at least, some basic experience. Something that you can start building from. Video editor, one of the most important roles at this stage of business and overall. Video editors are super, super important for the business. So here, how to hire high-performing video editors for your brand. We have the whole SOPs on pretty much like hiring video editors, how to test them, and stuff like that. One thing to keep in mind here is that with video editors, it's important to give them a task. Right? Initially, don't hire video editor right away and then full-time role. Give them a task to do, right? If they do that task, pay them whatever that costs, but see the quality of their work. Give them your product page, maybe give them the script to create your ads, and you can create scripts using GetHook so that they can create the ads, right? And you see, okay, and then you test those ads. And if those ads perform, now you can hire them for more projects, for more ads to add it. And if they do, let's say 5-10 of those, and all of them, look good and perform decently, now, and you have a budget to hire them, now you can talk about bringing them in-house full-time and just editing ads for you instead of working with dozens of clients. And over time in your business, if you want to go from like $10K a day to like $20, $30, $50,000 a day, $100,000, beyond, then you want to be having many video editors on your team. Video editors, one of the most important roles in scaling the creatives, in testing more creatives. So very important role to hire. Customer service manager. So this person would be in charge of managing VAs. Don't hire the manager right away, right? Like have a person that would be interested to learn to become a manager eventually. So let's say you hire a VA and that VA is doing a great job. Offer them the opportunity to, over time, like as business grows, to become a manager and manage other VAs under them, right? So that's how I would do it. Don't try to hire too experienced people. Like the mistake that people make, like, oh, I want to hire this person. He worked like in a Fortune 500 company. You don't need that. You need people that are just hardworking, willing to learn, adapting based on the feedback. That's the type of people you want to hire. Some final notes. I know this video has been very long, but also very informative. So the key to scaling safely and profitably is creative testing and funnel optimization. That's how you go from 1K a day to 10K a day and beyond. Reinvest 10 to 20% of your profits into testing new creatives, hiring creators, video editors, and making sure that you always have new creatives to test. And as your business makes profit, reinvest it into hiring key team members to buy back your time and scale beyond 10K a day. Again, the best businesses are built with the best teams, and to build the best team, you have to invest in it. And so first, you make money, make sure you have enough money to spend on the team, to hire the team, to invest in the team, and that's how you grow your business. So guys, I know it's been a pretty long video. I appreciate you watching until this point. If you need any help with growing your business or implement any of these things, there should be a link below this video. We have the e-commerce scaling secrets program that helps entrepreneurs to go from 1K a day to 10K a day, but this is only for selected few. I hope you got the value from this video. Please implement some of these things. Share me an update. Follow me on Instagram so we can connect there. Send me a DM so we can chat. It's Alex Fedotoff, 3F at the end. And thank you so much for watching. If you got the value from this video, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss more tutorials like this. I'll be posting a lot of long form tutorials with a lot of value to help you guys grow your businesses absolutely for free, no strings attached. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.